Hello everyone, very good evening. Welcome to StudyIQ IAS and I'm your educator Praveen Mishra, welcoming you all to this session where we are going to discuss about the river system of India. Okay, so what are the river systems and what are the concepts that we need to understand? We shall be discussing this in whole session. Okay, so I hope you guys are live here and everything is clear. So I'm visible, audible to all of you, right? So I request you guys to quickly share the session with your friends, those who are preparing for UPSC CSE. So call them in the session as well. We can have a very holistic type of a discussion here into the chat box itself. Okay, and guys. So the chat box is open for every one of us. So if you have any doubts, any confusion in the mid, just let me know immediately into the comment section. Okay, so that I can address them as early as possible. So let's go. Let's start with the topic here, that is the river system of our country. So what you can see here, basically, river systems in India can be divided into three types. Okay, so guys, the types, they are very important because before we proceed ahead with the discussion, let's understand this one single point. When you talk about the examination, prelims examination, or maybe even the mains examination, river system is one of those favorite topics of UPSC. You can, just look ahead for the previous 10 years question paper, 20 years question paper. You will find at least, okay, at least 2 questions or 3 questions in your prelims and at least 1 or 2 questions in your mains as well, directly coming from your mains exam, directly coming from this one particular chapter, that is river system of this country. Okay, so as you can see here, the very first fact. Okay, yes, hello Anjali, very good evening, Ram. Okay, so the very first thing, river system, okay, it can be divided into how many parts? Exactly 3 parts. Okay, so what are they? So it is the Himalayan river system, that is Indus, Brahmaputra and Ganga river system. Then we have got the peninsular river system, as in we have got Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri and Mahanadi river systems. Apart from that, we have got the west flowing peninsular river, okay, which is west. We talk about towards the west. So what are they? So it is once again Narmada, Tapti, Sabarmati, Mahi and Luni rivers. Okay, so guys, remember, how many river systems do we have? So it is exactly 3 river systems. Okay, basically it is not a geographical differentiation, but yeah, it's a type of a a single human level understanding, okay, type of a topographical thing that we have kept it for ourselves. They're all rivers, okay, that's nothing known as, having any distinct type of a geographical aspect, okay, nothing like that. Okay, simply you can keep it, they are rivers. Just for our understanding, we have given this classification, that is 3 types. Okay, so what are the types once again? Okay, so it is Himalayan river, peninsular river as well as the west flowing rivers, right? Now, when we talk about the river system, the first and foremost thing that we need to understand is the drainage pattern. It's not about the rivers, it's firstly about the drainage pattern, okay, that how the drainage system is there. Okay, so we will understand about the rivers, but before going ahead and understanding the rivers, firstly what we need to understand is the drainage pattern of the country. Okay, so firstly, what is this word drainage? How do I define this word drainage? So as you can see, the definition is here. The flow of water through well-defined channels is known as drainage, and the network of such channels is called the drainage system, right? So in upcoming some minutes, what we are going to discuss is what is drainage system of the country. Okay, and then we will move forward to the next part of the session, that is the major rivers of the country. Okay, right. So you have got a very basic definition in front of your eyes, that is what is drainage and drainage system. So what is drainage? Basically the simple flow of water through well-defined channels, as in well-defined pattern, a well-defined route, simply you can say, okay, is known as drainage, and the network of such route or the network of such channels is known as the drainage system. Okay, now let's talk about the drainage pattern. Okay, what is this drainage pattern? So it refers to the system of flow of surface water mainly through the forms of rivers and basins. Okay, what is this? Drainage pattern. Okay. So what is this? It refers to what? The system of flow. Flow of what? The surface water of any river, mainly through the forms of rivers and its basins, right? And now, as you can see, the drainage system depends upon the factors such as the slope of the land, okay, the slope of the land, the geological structure, amount of the volume of the water, as well as the velocity of the water. So all of these things, okay, they do define or they do justify the drainage system or the drainage pattern. So guys, you know, this one particular slide, as you can see, there are some 7-8 lines only, okay, but these 7-8 lines can make some huge wonderful level of questions. As you can see, first and foremost, you have to define the drainage, and secondly, the drainage pattern. Okay, that's fine. Now, if I just ask you, what are the features that together comprises to make up the drainage pattern? Okay, so hello Shlok, hello. Yeah, so all clear guys, I guess आप लोगों को सब समझ में आ रहा होगा. Okay, all of you are here listening and you know able to understand the things as well. Wherever you guys are facing any problem, just let me know immediately. Okay, so just type your problem immediately and I shall be happy to serve you, right? So here we go. The drainage. It refers to drainage pattern now. It refers to the system of flow of surface river. Fine. But if I ask you this question, that what are the things that comprises together to make up a drainage pattern, or on what of the following things, okay, the drainage pattern is based, right? So क्या चीजें हमारे पास, what are the things we have? We have got the slope of the land, how much slopy land is, okay, the other geological structure, okay, like how much particular let's say what is the soil, okay, apart from that how much particular catchment area is, right? Then amount of the volume of water, right, simply the quantity of water. And then we have got the velocity, that is the speed or the flow of water as well. Okay, yeah, hello Prithvi, hello everyone, all those who are live here. So just one thing I would like to quote before moving. Just one thing, I was watching this movie 3 Idiots, okay, and this movie is a very wonderful movie for each from the perspective of each and every student, obviously. So there is a scene in that movie where a character is representing that please enjoy what you are studying. Okay, so just please enjoy what you are studying. Okay, so today you are going to have some wonderful level of knowledge enhancement and just be happy. Okay, enjoy the session, don't keep it like अरे यार syllabus का बहुत बड़ा हिस्सा है, like that. Okay, it's too long, too vast thing. If you keep this thing in mind, वो boring हो जाएगा. Okay, it will really go boring. तो ऐसा boring नहीं रखने का अपने को. Okay, we don't have to keep such things boring. Okay, we have to enjoy the session. So just keep this thing in mind that you are going to learn today about those things which majority of the aspirants would be not even aware that these things do exist, right? So and at the end of the session, that is from tomorrow onwards, you will be having some wonderful value addition with yourself, some wonderful knowledge within yourself. So just, you know, stay here, watch the session with me. I'm working hard, so are you. Okay, so let's create this hard work, convert this hard work into the success thing, right? Okay, so here we go, right? So the drainage system, it is depending on how many things. So as you can see, the geological structure, the slope of the land, the volume of the water, that is basically the quantity of the water, as well as the velocity of the water. So 4 features are there that comprises together to create a what? A proper fixed drainage system or a drainage pattern, right? So here we go. Hello, Lafreet, Sasriyakal, Sasriyakal. How are you all? I hope you guys are enjoying. Okay. Now, let's talk about the types of drainage patterns. Okay, what are the types of drainage patterns we have? So, as you can see, we have got a dendritic pattern. We have got the trellis, rectangular, angular, centripetal, annular, radial, as well as parallel. So, in India, if I ask you how many types of this drainage system or a drainage pattern we have. So technically in India, we have got all of these types of drainage patterns. Okay, so whatever types of drainage patterns, simply you can just keep this thing in mind. Question आता है ना ऐसा कि which of the following drainage patterns are available in India? So whatever drainage pattern would be written there, India is having that drainage pattern. We have got trellis, so we have got dendritic, we have got radial, we have got parallel, rectangular, annular, centripetal as well as angular. Okay, just remember, ऐसा कोई ड्रेनेज पैटर्न नहीं है जो इंडिया में ना हो. There is no drainage pattern that is not available in India. So what you need to mark? All of them. Okay, so let's start with the very first one, that is the dendritic drainage pattern. Okay, dendritic drainage pattern, it is most easy to understand. What you can watch here is a type of a tree, right? An image that is resembling exactly like a tree, right? So this is dendritic. In Hindi, I don't know how much aware you guys are with this Hindi language. Okay, in Hindi we call as lakdi or also as dandi, right? So in Hindi we call that this wood stick as dandi. Dandi march आपने सुना होगा. You might have heard about that Dandi march, right? Done by Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma, हाँ ठीक है, right? So done by Mahatma Gandhi. Okay, with the help of a dandi. Well, though Dandi march is different. Dandi is the location, right? Okay, so from where the march started, so that is the name Dandi. But Gandhi ji was having a dandi with himself as well. Okay, that is his lat, also known as lathi, right? So in Hindi we have got this one particular thing. Okay, we call that wooden stick as dandi. Okay, so dandi resembles dendritic. Okay, so it is easy for us to understand. Dendritic pattern is what? A pattern that looks like the dandis of the tree. That is basically the tree branches or the trunks and everything. Okay, so you can recall it like this. So when you talk about dendritic drainage pattern, it is the most common form and resembles the branching pattern of tree roots. Okay, and then what we have? The dendritic pattern develops where the river channel follows the slope of the terrain. Okay, simply speaking, slope of the terrain. So river pattern, okay, is going exactly below the slope. Okay, like this. So river is originating here and it is moving down here in multiple locations, in multiple directions like this, creating or resembling something like a tree roots or tree branches. So that is known as dendritic. Next, the pattern develops in areas where the rock beneath the stream has no particular structure and can be eroded equally easily in all directions. So dendritic pattern can be found where? It can be found at a location where, okay, the surface beneath the water, okay, the surface beneath the water is having literally no particular structure, no fixed structure, right? And hence it can be eroded equally very easily in all the directions. So river can meander very easily in all the directions like this. Hence, as a result, it creates a dendritic pattern that is known as dendritic drainage system. Okay, dendritic pattern as in simply looking like the tree branch or the tree roots, right? So tributaries, they join larger streams at acute angles. Acute angles as in less than 90 degree. Okay, apart from that, the example of dendritic patterns in India, okay, so the rivers like Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra, they do form what? They do form the dendritic pattern, right? So simple है कहानी, बहुत easy है, कोई टेंशन वाली बात नहीं होगी. Dendritic pattern means what? Something looking like a tree. Okay, and in India, what are the rivers specifically? So it is Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra, those who are following the dendritic drainage pattern. And apart from that, the most important thing that is to be noted, the surface beneath the river, the surface beneath the water is of no particular shape, right? That means it can erode that one particular surface quite easily. The river water can erode the surface quite easily and can move in multiple directions. See, as you can understand it from here, let's say if a fixed pattern is here, okay, then water will move here directly in fixed pattern, right? So obviously it will not be able to change the direction quite easily, right? But when the surface is not defined, okay, when the surface itself is not defined, okay, pattern is not defined, so the river water can meander quite easily in multiple directions, right? So river water can meander quite easily in multiple directions, hence creating this dendritic pattern. Okay, so remember, if the fixed pattern would be there, meandering of the river would be fixed as well as per the pattern. When the pattern is not fixed, then only water is having that opportunity or that option or that choice to meander in any different direction. Okay, hence as a result creating the dendritic pattern, right? So what are the examples to it? So it is river Ganga, it is also river Brahmaputra, and yes, the river Indus as well. Okay, now let's move on to the next thing. This is exactly the dendritic pattern looking like, more of a tree, absolutely right. Okay, so dendritic. Next, the parallel drainage system. Okay, so the next one is what? The parallel drainage system. Name is itself clear, right? Moving parallelly, just like that rail track, है ना? वो कैसा parallelly चलते हैं एक साथ, okay? That railway tracks. So in that very same way, what you have got, the parallel drainage system moving parallelly to each other, right? So what we can have here, the definition, it develops in region of parallel or elongated landforms where there is pronounced slope of the surface. Okay, so a particular location, okay, which is exactly looking like this, okay, moving downside, okay, moving towards the slope, okay, and bit elongated in nature as well, right? So tributary streams tend to stretch out in a parallel like fashion following the slope of the surface. And for example, the rivers what we have got in the Western Ghats specifically, like Tungabhadra, Krishna, Kaveri and Godavari. So these are the rivers, those who flow parallel to each other. Okay, so these are the rivers following the parallel drainage pattern and flowing parallel to each other. Okay, just what you need to remember is they are crossing through those particular topographies or those particular structures, okay, which are creating the elongated slopes. Okay, so elongated slopes which are exactly moving downstreams. So hence what they are creating, some parallel structures. And what are the examples to these parallel structures? The examples to these parallel drainage system rivers. So it is river Tungabhadra, Krishna, Kaveri and Godavari. As you can see, they are all present where? Into the Western Ghats. So Western Ghats, if you see the topography or the geological structure of the Western Ghats, they're exactly looking like this. Okay, hence as a result they are creating what? The parallel drainage pattern, right? So here we go. This is exactly the parallel drainage pattern looking like. Okay. Next one, trellis. So it might look like dendritic, might, okay, look like to you like bit dendritic, but it is not. Okay, it is more like a type of a, you call, might have seen that anime na, or that cartoons as well. उसमें कैसा कुछ dragon type दिखता है, like some dragon creatures like this. Okay, some abnormal creatures like, okay, dragon or maybe monsters. So they have got some this type of body figure. Okay, looking very dangerous, looking very type of an evil. Okay, so this is where trellis drainage pattern also looks like. Okay, so trellis drainage develops in folded topography where hard and soft rocks exist parallel to each other. Okay, where what? Hard and soft rocks, they do exist parallel to each other. Okay, other side hard and other side soft. Okay, now you would be thinking, sir, soft rock किधर से होने लग गया? Where is this soft rock? Soft rock as in वो soft नहीं है, it is not soft, but means comparatively. Okay, right? So they both are hard. Rock, that means hard. Okay, let's say for example, this is a rock with, let's say, X level of hardness. Okay, and here is the rock. Okay, another rock which is X minus 1 level of hardness. That's it. Comparatively soft. ऐसा कुछ सॉफ्ट रॉक टाइप होता नहीं है, राइट? डोंट थिंक ऐसा सॉफ्ट रॉक, ओहो ऐसा उठाया, ऐसा मोड़ा, ऐसे जेब में रख लिया, क्या ऐसा पाउडर बना दिया उसका, क्या? नहीं, बिल्कुल भी नहीं, नॉट लाइक दैट. ओके, सॉफ्ट रॉक एज इन कंपैरेटिवली सॉफ्ट रॉक, राइट? ऐसा दिमाग में मत रख लेना, अच्छा सॉफ्ट रॉक ऐसा दबा सकते हैं, ऐसा स्क्वीज कर सकते हैं, नहीं, नॉट लाइक दैट. ओके, राइट. हेलो रमन बाबू, गुड इवनिंग. Thank you so much. Right, okay, so hard rock and soft rock, so parallelly to each other, creating what? Trellis drainage pattern. Okay, now you can see downturned folds called synclines. They form valleys in which reside the main channel of the stream. So in your geography you might have read about, or whenever you will read about folding and faulting. Okay, there is something known as plate tectonics. Okay, so when you talk about plate tectonics as, okay, so let's say here this is one plate, okay, and here this is another plate. So whenever these plates they do collide, because of the Earth's interior energy, what we call it as plate tectonics. Okay, so we consider it as plate tectonics because of the tectonic activity or the internal energy of the Earth. So whenever these two plates, the plates they do collide or they do stretch away from each other. Okay, so we do get what? We do get something that is known as folding and faulting. Okay, so folding occurs when two plates they do come close to each other. Okay, and hence they do create this structure like this, specifically mounting. Faulting occurs when, okay, faulting occurs when these two plates they do go away from each other. Okay, so they might create some faults, okay, specifically the valleys. Right, so this is where the folding and faulting comes in. Okay, Amit, for sure dear, we do make such type of videos. Okay, so you can just scroll onto the StudyIQ IAS channel, what you are watching right now, and we have created such type of videos as well, and many of those types of videos are upcoming as well. Okay, so don't worry, but just abhi jitne bhi log yahan par online hai, all those people who are live online, just please let me know, are you guys able to understand everything? Okay, so I've got Anjali, I've got Shlok, Prithvi, Lovepreet, Raman Babu, Amit. Abhi tak sab samajh mein aa raha hai, everything you are able to understand, no doubts, right? Okay, if there is any, just please let me know, and if in case there is no doubt, then please do comment no doubt as well, right? वो बहुत जरूरी है समझना. Okay, so folding and faulting, this is what you are going to discuss in your geography segment in detail. Okay, you might be watching Bhuvan sir's class, okay, or you might be Bhuvan sir's student, or maybe Chandan sir's student as well, those who are teaching geography at their best, right? So you are aware with folding and faulting. In case you haven't seen them yet, or you haven't started your geography subject yet, don't worry, okay, you will read about the plate tectonics. Okay, now here we have got this discussion with us. So trellis occurs when? Trellis drainage pattern occurs when? Because when there is some folds, okay, and because of this folds, okay, synclines are created. This is what known as synclines, okay, that is specifically in the valley. Okay, and now here these stream or these channels are created, right? So now you have got this information. Trellis drainage pattern is visible or experienced where? Into the syncline of the valleys. Okay, into any such type of a syncline of a valley. So such a pattern is formed when the primary tributaries of main rivers flow parallel to each other and secondary tributaries join them at right angles. Okay, so what you need to mark here, very important thing, trellis drainage pattern. Where I can encounter the trellis drainage pattern? Where the two different tributaries, that is the primary and secondary. Okay, see this line once again. Such a pattern is formed when the primary tributary of a river flows parallel to each other and secondary tributaries join them exactly where? At right angle, that is exactly at 90 degrees. And the example of such type of particular pattern, what we have got, the Himalayan rivers, once again Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra. Now you would be like, sir, these rivers were also the example of what do you say, the Dendritic? Yes. So some of those tributaries of Ganga and Brahmaputra, they do create the Dendritic pattern, and some of them they do create the trellis pattern as well. Okay, right? Yes, no doubt, no doubt. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. Good. So this is the trellis drainage pattern. Okay. Moving forward to the next thing. As you can see, trellis, right? So remember, looking more like a demon figure, right? Looking more like an evil structure, something that is shown very much in movies. Okay, a dragon, a monster, okay, a dangerous looking monster, okay, shown in Marvel movies or DC Comics movies specifically, or even in those Star Wars, okay, these aliens coming from other planets, okay, entering our atmosphere, entering our planet and disturbing, right? Okay, so here we go. Next one, the rectangular drainage pattern. Name is clear, right? Rectangular. Okay, now what is this rectangular drainage pattern? Is found in the regions that have undergone faulting. Okay, so simply rectangular is found where? In faulted regions, where the plate tectonics, the plates, they have gone away from each other. Okay, when the plates they do submerge, folds will create. When the plates they will go away from each other, faults will be created. And at the faults, what we will get? We will get the rectangular drainage pattern. As you can see, this is how the rectangular drainage pattern is looking like. Okay, so it develops on a strongly joint rocky terrain, and stream follow the path of least resistance and thus are concentrated in places where exposed rock is weakest. Now you might be having difficulty in understanding this, right? So let's simplify it. We talk about rectangular drainage pattern. So first thing, where are they found? Wherever faulting activity has happened. Okay. Now second thing, discussing about this weakest rock and the least resistance thing. Okay. So simply it will be found in such a place where topography is something where the rocks, they are simply weak, as in soft, firstly, and apart from that, okay, apart from that, you will be finding a strong bedrock. Okay, a strong bedrock that is very least resistance, as in simply not much tectonics, not much movement of the inner core is happening in such a place. Right? Okay, so this is what is known as rectangular drainage pattern. The tributary streams make sharp bends and enter the main stream at high angles, and the examples of such type of particular pattern. Okay, so we have got the Cane River, Betwa River, as well as the Chambal River, specifically MP, Madhya Pradesh. Right? Okay, so this is where stands what? The rectangular drainage pattern, right? Here we go. Next. So this is exactly how the rectangular drainage pattern will look. Okay. Radial. So it is coming from up and moving down. Okay, that is starting from the mountain summit, somewhere at the summit or somewhere from the high altitude things. Okay, and moving downwards. Okay, so that means starting from a high altitude okay, and moving directly down the slope line, okay, moving directly down the slope line. That is what you can see here, starting from the higher altitude region and moving down towards the slope line. Okay, so this is what the radial drainage pattern develops around a central elevated point and is common to where the conically shaped features such as volcanoes. So simply when the rivers originate from a hill and flow in all the directions. Okay, like simply you might have seen a bucket. When you open the tap, you fill the bucket, and when the bucket is full, so from which corner or from which angle of the bucket will water flow out? From every corner, right? So that very same way, when a river is originated from a hill, maybe a volcano or maybe another mountain, so the river will flow from which direction? From all 360 directions, right? 360 degree of the direction. So that very same way, radial drainage pattern. Okay, what will happen? It will flow, the river will flow in all the directions, and thus the drainage pattern is known as radial, taking the whole radar here. Okay, the whole circle. And the examples of such rivers, what we have got, okay, from Amarkantak range, river Narmada, as well as river Son, which are the tributaries to river Ganga, right? So this is where the radial drainage pattern stands. So as you can see, okay, a mountain, a volcano, and from here the river is being flown to each and every direction. Okay, so this direction, this, every single corner, what we are watching, a river is being flown, right? So I hope this is all clear. Next, the centripetal, just opposite to the radial one, just simply opposite to the radial one. Okay, exactly उसका उल्टा ऐसा होता है ना. We have got a serious person, बहुत serious, ऐसा देखते ही ऐसा लगता है कि कुछ भी करता है, मतलब ऐसा dangerous looking person, serious. And then the very same serious person is having a sibling or maybe the partner who is very jolly, very jovial, right? एकदम just 360 degree opposite, है ना, एक इधर एक इधर. ओके, सो दैट वेरी सेम वे ड्रेनेज पैटर्न भी इधर है, कहीं डेंड्रिटिक है तो कहीं ट्रेलिस है, हाँ, तो कहीं रेक्टेंगुलर है, कहीं सेंट्रिपिटल है, ठीक है, तो कहीं रेडियल भी है. एकदम उल्टे ही दिखते हैं लोग, है ना, आपस में कुछ लिंक भी नहीं समझ में आता कभी कभी, और कभी कभी लगता है यार एकदम ही सिमिलर है, राइट? समटाइम्स दे सीम क्वाइट सिमिलर. ओके, सो सेंट्रिपिटल ड्रेनेज सिस्टम व्हाट वी हैव गॉट, जस्ट ऑपोजिट radials. Okay, radial coming from the top, slowing down or moving down towards the slope. Okay, and here we have got the centripetal. So it's just opposite the radial as the stream flows towards a central depression. Okay, so there is a depression here. Okay, there is a hole here, and the rivers, they are coming towards this depression. Okay, so it's not like this, it's like this. Okay, so this is radial and this is centripetal. Okay, now let's see. During wetter portions of the year, these streams feed ephemeral lakes, that means which evaporate away during the dry periods. Okay, creating some depressions. So sometimes the salt flats are also created in these dry lake beds as salt dissolved in the lake water precipitates out of the solution and is left behind when the water evaporates away. And the very best example is one of the most beautiful lakes, one of the most beautiful scenarios what we have in one of the most beautiful states of our country. It's Manipur. Okay, that is Loktak Lake, right? So here you have got a very value addition with yourself, that is ephemeral lake. Okay, what is this ephemeral lake? Which evaporate during the dry periods. Okay, and one such example is what? The Loktak Lake. And these lakes, okay, not all one, but many of these ephemeral lakes might create the salt flats as well. Okay, that is the salt portion of the water which remains after the water has evaporated during the hotter period. Okay, and those salt flats could be easily visible. Okay, so if you are a resident of Mumbai, you are very much aware with these things. If you are a resident of even Loktak area as well, so you are aware with this thing as well. Okay, so this is what is ephemeral lakes, and this is where the centripetal drainage pattern is formed, right? Next, so exactly this is the diagram with us with regard to the centripetal, okay, drainage pattern, exactly opposite to radial. So this is it with regard to the drainage patterns, and before we move towards the next thing, that is the river system of the country, let's talk about the classification of drainage system. Okay, before we start, okay, before we go ahead, so all of my dear brothers and sisters live here with me, please let me know, all clear with the drainage pattern? Yes, Raju, Amit, Raman Babu, Lovepreet, Prudvi, Shlok, Anjali, all of you, सब लोग जरा जल्दी से जवाब देंगे मुझे. Quickly, everyone, please answer me. Fast, fast. All clear, guys? Any doubts? Raju De Burma has sent me the planet. Well, thank you. But what will I do with this planet? Let me know. Can I make my colony here? Okay, I can just colonize this planet. Yes, guys, come on, give me the comment, please. All clear? Where are you guys? Sleepy? ऐसा कैसा? अभी तो party शुरू हुई है, like that thing. हाँ? Come on. Hopefully. Yes, sir. Chalo. Okay. Let's see. All clear? Chalo, fine, fantastic. Now, the classification. Let's talk about the classification of drainage system. Okay, how a river is defined, that this is a major river, this is a minor river, this is a medium river. How do I define this? Okay, let's go. So here we have got on the one side the division, and on the other side the catchment area in square kilometers. Okay, remember the catchment area in square kilometers. So if I have to call a river as a major river, so its catchment area, that means the area where it is crossing through, it should be at least 20,000 square kilometers. Okay, if I say it is not 20,000, it is less than 20,000 but more than 2,000 square kilometers, so it will be a medium river. Okay, so it will be what? A medium river. And if I say no, the catchment area or the coverage area is even less than 2,000 square kilometer, okay, so it will be minor river. So here you have got the information. Okay, you can just have a look. Okay, just step aside. So the division. Okay, so if it is a major river, that means the catchment area is at least 20,000 square kilometer. If it is a medium river, that means the catchment area is between 20,000 to 2,000 square kilometers. And if it is a minor river, that means the catchment area is 2,000 square kilometers and below, right? So this is where we do calculate, or we do classify the rivers. That is, this is the major river, this is the minor river, this is the medium river. Okay, now let's go ahead with the next big thing here. Indian river systems. Okay, what we have discussed in the beginning, that we have got the Himalayan rivers, we have got the peninsular rivers. Okay, so let's talk about the Indian river system here. So most rivers in India, okay, they flow into either Bay of Bengal, while some of them they do flow into the Arabian Sea. Simply speaking, we have got the east flowing rivers as well as the west flowing rivers, right? So, well, this you will answer me into the comment section as well. When I say perennial and non-perennial rivers, what do we understand by these two terms? Perennial and non-perennial rivers. Okay, not now. after you have done watching this session, okay, then let me know what do you understand by this perennial and non-perennial things. Okay. So most rivers in India, they do flow where? Into the Bay of Bengal. That means Bay of Bengal is where? Into the eastern side of our country. While some of them, not many of them, but some of them, they do flow where? Into the Arabian Sea, where it is into the western side of the country. So these are the west flowing rivers, right? Now, we talk about inland drainage. Okay, that means those who are going neither side. Inland drainage is found in the northern parts of the Aravalli range. Aravalli range as in some parts of Ladakh and the semi-arid regions, or actually the arid regions of the Thar desert. Okay, so Aravallis in Delhi NCR region, we are here watching Aravallis going towards Rajasthan. Okay, that is where all the Aravallis. Okay, so apart from that, remember Ladakh is not part of Aravallis, Ladakh is obviously part of Himalayas. Okay, so inland drainage system is also there. That means there are some rivers that are not draining into the Bay of Bengal, neither into the Arabian Sea. Okay, so they are draining at none of the side. Okay, but they are draining within the closed boundaries, the closed areas as well. That is, they are having no connectivity with either of the ocean, may it be the Indian Ocean or may it be the Arabian Sea. In the Bay of Bengal, maybe, or maybe in the Arabian Sea, they are having no connectivity, no river mouth there. Okay, no particular thing that is known as delta. Okay, they are creating. Okay, so they are known as what? The inland drainage. Okay, specifically where are these rivers? These rivers are in Ladakh, these rivers are in the arid regions of Thar desert. Okay, that means going nowhere. Now, the three main watersheds that major rivers in India originate from. Okay, where we are talking about the three major sources of rivers. Okay, Indian rivers, or three major origin point of the Indian rivers. What are they? So it is obviously the Himalayas and the Karakoram range. It is the Chota Nagpur Plateau and the Vindhyas as well as the Satpura range. And finally, we have got the Western Ghats. Okay, so these are the particular locations from where the rivers, the major rivers, or let's say all of the rivers of our country, they do originate, right? So here we go. Let's talk about the contribution of water. I guess guys, everyone please do let me know, this is all clear? ये आप सब लोग समझ गए? Everyone, all those who are live here, this is clear to you, Indian river system? The origin. Remember the west flowing rivers and the east flowing rivers we have got. Okay, apart from that, we have got the inland river systems as well, specifically in the mountain areas of Ladakh and the arid areas of Thar, right? And then we have got the point of origins. So we have got it in Himalayas, we have got it into the Chota Nagpur plateaus, and we have got it into the Western Ghats as well. This is all clear, right, to all of you? Yeah, can I have the comments please? Hopefully. No doubt. Okay. So let's talk about what are these rivers, what are their contributions. Okay, we talk about simply the contributions of the river by percentage. Okay, so we have seen the catchment area. We talk about the major rivers. So major rivers, they are what? The catchment area, that is 20,000 square kilometers and above. Minor rivers, okay, 2,000 square kilometer and below. And we have got the medium rivers as well, that is having catchment area of more than 2,000 square kilometers up to 20,000 square kilometers. Okay, right? So yes, okay, Prithvi, thank you. So here we go, contribution of water by various rivers. So India's largest river, okay, India's largest river is what? It is not river Ganga, it is river Brahmaputra, that is giving the highest percentage of water to India. Okay, so what is this? 40%. Then it is Ganga, 25%. Then Godavari, 6.4%. Mahanadi, 3.5%. Krishna, 3.4%. Narmada 2.9%, and miscellaneous, the rests, okay, they are 20%. Okay. So remember, it is not Ganga river that is providing the highest percentage of water in India. It is river Brahmaputra, draining the whole of northeast, including parts of West Bengal and Odisha, right, its tributaries. So Ganga is what? Second largest, okay, not the first largest, okay, as per the contribution, okay, it is the second largest, okay. So Brahmaputra, then we have got Ganga, then we have got at third Godavari, then we have got Mahanadi, Krishna, Narmada, and the others, that will be 20%, okay. So top 5, if you talk about top 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6th one being the Narmada, okay. Now please tell me, all those who are live here, which of the following rivers, okay, that is Godavari, Mahanadi, and Krishna, in these three, which river is known as Dakshin Ganga? Yes, guys, come on. Which river here is known as Dakshin Ganga? Fast. Come on. I'm waiting. I need the answers and then only I'll move forward. Fast, fast. Godavari. Okay. Okay, fine. Good. So Godavari river is what is known as Dakshin Ganga. Okay. So remember, Ganga is not the river which is giving the maximum water. Okay. It is Brahmaputra. And then secondly, it is Ganga, and Godavari, it is known as Dakshin Ganga. Do we have something known as Dakshin Brahmaputra as well? Okay, yes, very good. Yes. Satyam, thank you for the answer. Prudhvi, yes, Manjula, it's Godavari. Do we have anything known as Dakshin Brahmaputra as well? Do we have something like that? Dakshin Brahmaputra करके भी कुछ होता है क्या हमारे पास? Something that is Dakshin Brahmaputra. Yeah, go on. Is there anything known as Dakshin Brahmaputra? If we have got Dakshin Ganga, then do we have Dakshin Brahmaputra as well? No, we do not have Dakshin Brahmaputra. We have got only Dakshin Godavari, or Dakshin Ganga, that is Godavari. Okay. So the drainage systems based on origin. So this is, yeah, maybe no, that there is no, absolutely no. So drainage systems based on origin. Okay. So the Himalayan rivers, they are perennial rivers. That is the Indus, the Ganga, the Brahmaputra, and their tributaries. Okay. Then we have got the peninsular rivers. Peninsular rivers as in they are non-perennial rivers. Okay. So simply speaking, perennial and non-perennial. Perennial as in those who are flowing throughout the year. Okay. Those who are not seasonal, they are available 12 months flowing. Okay. Then we have got non-perennial. Non-perennial as in those who are seasonal, not flowing throughout the year. Okay. So remember, perennial and non-perennial. Okay. So the Himalayan rivers, what are they? They are perennial rivers. Okay. Talk about the Himalayan rivers, they will be all the perennial rivers. But you talk about the peninsular rivers, okay, they will be non-perennial in nature. Okay, and the non-perennial rivers in India, or the peninsular rivers in India, what are they? So Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, Narmada, and Tapi, along with their tributaries. They are all what? Non-perennial, and they are what? Peninsular rivers. Okay, so this is the drainage pattern based on what? Based on origin. Right. Now we have got drainage pattern based on type of drainage. A drainage system based on type of drainage. So what we have got? The river systems of India can be classified into 4 groups. 4 groups as in Himalayan rivers, okay, Deccan rivers, coastal rivers, okay, that drain into the sea basically, and the rivers of the inland drainage basin that is technically endorheic in nature, right? So streams like the Sambhar in western Rajasthan are mainly seasonal in character, draining into the inland basins and salt lakes. And in the Run of Kutch, the only river that flows through the salt desert is Luni. Okay, that is almost deserted now, the Luni river, right? Okay. So what do we have got? The drainage system based on origin, and now we have got the drainage system based on the type of drainage, where they are draining. Okay, first where they are originating, and secondly where they are draining. Okay, so draining 4 groups, okay, origin 2 groups, okay, Himalayan and peninsular. Okay, here drainage 2 groups, okay, sorry, 4 groups. What are they? So once again Himalayan, then we have got rivers of the Deccan, and we have got the coastal rivers, that means those who drain into the sea, and then we have got the endorheic rivers as well. Endorheic as in those who are neither going towards the east or neither going towards the west. That means they do not have any delta technically. Okay, right? Next. Drainage system based on the orientation to the sea. Okay, drainage system based on the orientation to the sea. So what is this? The Bay of Bengal drainage, rivers that drain into the Bay of Bengal, those who are east flowing rivers. Then we have got Arabian Sea drainage, as in rivers that drain into the Arabian Sea, basically the west flowing rivers. And then we have got the rivers like Narmada, India's holiest river, and Tapti flow almost parallel to each other, but they do empty themselves in opposite directions. Okay, so what is this? So one is flowing here towards this direction and another is flowing here towards this direction, though they are parallel to each other. Okay, but their drainage is in 2 different locations. What is this? The river Narmada, okay, and we have got river Tapti. Okay, so they do flow opposite to each other. One is west, one is east, right? And the 2 rivers, they make the valley rich in alluvial soil, and the teak forest, they do cover much of the land. So this Doab region, okay, this particular region, okay, here, this Doab region, it is very rich in alluvial soil as well as prevalence of teak forest. Okay, teak forest as in where teak trees are present mostly, right? Next, the Bay of Bengal drainage as well as the Arabian Sea drainage. So you can see the difference very carefully. Okay, so rivers that drain into the Bay of Bengal, east flowing rivers they are. 77% of the drainage area of the country is oriented towards the Bay of Bengal. Then the Ganga, the Brahmaputra, Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, Penneru, they are all what? The Bay of Bengal or the east flowing. Then we have got the Arabian Sea. Okay, so west flowing 23% of the drainage. Then Indus, Narmada, Tapi, Sabarmati, Mahi, okay, they are all what? The west flowing or the draining into the Arabian Sea, right? Next, the key facts. See, these facts are very important, okay, for all of us to understand it very carefully. It is needed. The Arabian Sea drainage or the western drainage receive less rainfall. Okay, the Arabian Sea drainage or the western drainage, it receives less rainfall. Okay, like for example, we have got the regions Rajasthan, Haryana and Punjab. Okay. Next, the eastern drainage or the Bay of Bengal drainage receives rainfall from both southwest and northeast monsoons, right? And most of the Himalayan waters that are perennial rivers flow into the eastern drainage, okay, specifically the river Ganga and Brahmaputra. Indian rivers that flow into the Arabian Sea are seasonal, that is non-perennial, okay, like Luni, Narmada, etc. Then we have got occurrence of more cyclonic rainfall in the eastern parts is another major reason. Okay, so occurrence of more cyclonic rainfall is where? In the eastern parts. So cyclonic rainfall, it is troubling us where? More and more in the eastern parts, right? Okay. So these are the key facts that are needed to be marked. All clear, guys? Is it all said and done? Come on, any questions? Fast, fast, quickly, comment. Any questions? No? Hopefully, no. So these are just the key facts that are needed to be marked. Okay. So before we proceed with the next topic, okay, that is the next thing here, we just go on for a short break of not more than 10 minutes. Okay. So actually I'm quite thirsty right now. So I just need a glass of water. So guys, we have got a short break. Okay. After the break, we will discuss about the major rivers of the country and their importance as well. Okay. So guys, see you all in sharp 10 minutes, right? Okay, guys, welcome back. So let's start. We are going to start, right? Okay. So we are now going to talk about the major rivers and their tributaries. Okay. So major river systems or the drainage system. So just one thing that is to be noted. See, when you talk about the river system or the drainage system of the country, it's a very like a complex thing. Like the inland drainage, the endorheic rivers, the perennial rivers, the non-perennial rivers, the Himalayan rivers, the peninsular rivers, the east one, the west ones. Okay, what is the concept of oxbow lakes? What are the concept of the lakes, and how do the lakes they do produce the salt flats as well? Okay, so there are multiple things. So don't get yourself into some confusion that I'm yet to read this, I'm yet to read that. Everything should be done step by step, right? Everything should be done how? Step by step by step. If you just follow the steps, that will be great for you. But if you're not going to follow the steps, that might be, very troublesome thing for you. Okay, so like for today, we started with the types of drainage, the drainage pattern basically, and then we talked about the catchment areas, the volume, the percentage. Okay, and then we talked about the drainage system based on origin, okay, based on actually where they are draining and so on things, right? So this is where you have to follow the proper technique as in the steps. Okay, 1 2 3 4 and so on. Okay, so major river system, that is what our next step, okay, or drainage system in the country. So we have got the Himalayan rivers. So we know it very well now, Himalayan rivers as in the Indus river system, okay, the Brahmaputra river system, the Ganga river system. And then we have got the peninsular rivers, okay, these are the Godavari river system, Krishna river system, Kaveri river system, and the Mahanadi river system. Okay, then we have got the next thing with us, that is the west flowing peninsular river systems. Okay, west flowing peninsular rivers. Okay, what are they? Narmada river system and the Tapti river system. So what is this all about? The Narmada and the Tapti river systems. So rivers, their length, their origin, and where they are draining as well. So these are the facts. There is no theory here, just simply the facts, and very, 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 very important every year. Once again, I'm quoting. You just go ahead with past 10 years, 20 years, 30 years of the PYQs basically. Okay, question papers, prelims or mains. You will find at least two questions in your, at least two questions in your prelims, as well as one or two questions at least in your mains as well. Many other times it has happened that with just river system, UPSC has asked 3, 4, 5 questions as well in prelims, 2, 3 questions alone in mains. Okay, so there is no theory, just facts. You just need to mug them up. Okay, you just need to memorize them. Okay, so here we go. Indus length is what? 2,900 kilometers. Originating from where? The Tibetan plateau, enters India through where? Jammu and Kashmir, J&K simply. Ends where? Merges into the Arabian Sea near Sindh. Whenever I, ये कुछ ऐसा ना मन की बात कर लेते हैं थोड़ी सी. Whenever I encounter this word Sindh na, I feel literally very bad. Literally. This Sindh should have been not given to Pak, a नापाक country. पता नहीं कहाँ के पाक नाम रख लिया उन्होंने. Right. My national anthem is here. The words goes like this: Punjab, Sindh, Gujarat, Maratha, Dravid, Utkal, Banga, right? So we have got Sindh in our national anthem. Unfortunately, this Sindh is not part of our country yet. Mark the words, not part of our country yet. Okay? Who knows tomorrow? No one knows tomorrow. Okay? Who knows tomorrow there will be Pakistan or not? And who knows, tomorrow only we have got another operation such as Operation Sindoor, and Sindh could be part of India. Right, okay. So Sindh, It is where Indus is ending or draining, okay, into the Arabian Sea. Then we have got Brahmaputra, 2,900 kilometers plus again in India. Arunachal Pradesh is where the Himalayan glacier enters in India from Tibet. Ends where Bay of Bengal merges with Ganga. Okay, then we have got Ganga, 2,510 kilometers, okay, in length. Uttarakhand's Gangotri Glacier, okay, specifically the region of Bhagirath. Ending where? Bay of Bengal. Then Godavari 1450 begins in Maharashtra and travels across 7 states in the Deccan and South and ends in Bay of Bengal. We have got Narmada 1290 beginning in Amarkantak, Madhya Pradesh. Okay, and draining where? Gulf of Cambay, Arabian Sea. So remember guys, Gulf of Khambat. प्रॉब्लम है एसी थोड़ा कम चल रहा है, पसीना हो रहा है बस, और कुछ नहीं. नहीं, बंद ही रहने दो, कोई बात नहीं. So very sweet of these guys. You know, they are also working at the night time because we are having our classes. So we have got one bhaiya with us. He came in, sir, everything fine, all good. So we have got problem with that air condition is not working fine. So he was very sad. Sorry, sir, but it's okay. We have to manage. Okay. Sometimes things are out of the control of the general humans. So it's okay. We can manage. Not a big deal. ठीक है, मस्त, tension नहीं है. Right. Okay. So Narmada, where? Amarkantak, Madhya Pradesh. Draining where? Arabian Sea. Through where? Gulf of Cambay or also the Gulf of Khambat. Basically, okay, you might see your atlas and you might see in Gujarat, okay, this region specifically that is created like this. Okay, so you will find a gulf here. Okay, so it might be written in your map as Gulf of Cambay or maybe it might be written as Gulf of Khambat. Don't get confused, they both are same. Okay, so it's draining Arabian Sea via where? Gulf of Khambat or Gulf of Cambay. Next, Krishna, right? 1290 again originates in Maharashtra's Western Ghats close to Mahabaleshwar. So simply Mahabaleshwar. Okay. Then draining where? Bay of Bengal via Andhra Pradesh, creating the false DV point. Okay. Then we have got Mahanadi 890 and then originated in Dhamtri, Chhattisgarh. Okay. Then draining Bay of Bengal via Odisha. Then Kaveri 760, where? Talakaveri in Karnataka near the Western Ghats, draining where? Bay of Bengal. So guys, I'm sure you are making the flowcharts, making the maps, okay, because it's no theory, nothing like that, directly the facts. सीधा question आ जाता है, direct questions we have. Okay, where does this river originates? Where does this river drains? Okay, so what is the originating point? What is the draining point where the river mouth or the delta has been created? Okay, so just you need to remember the facts. Okay, Prithvi, pleasure is all mine, dear. Thank you. Okay, fine, guys. So this is Krishna, Mahanadi, and Kaveri. We have got a couple of more here. So Indian river system in detail here. The Indian river system is an intricate network of rivers that plays a vital role in shaping the country's geography, ecology, as well as its culture. It is broadly classified into two main systems, broadly classification, okay? So Himalayan and peninsular. Now, okay, creating geography and ecology, fine. But why have we mentioned the word culture here? Come on guys, any idea? What is the concept of culture being mentioned here? How do river creates the culture? Any idea? How do these rivers, they do create the culture? Yeah, anyone who can quote? Take your time and answer. Do you think we can quote culture with river? Is it any possibility? Come on, guys. Any possibility that river could be quoted with culture? Don't you think so? It's wrongly quoted here. We shouldn't be mentioning culture here with rivers. Yeah? Yes or no? Quick and fast, please. I hope you guys are typing. Okay, so yes, it can be. Always remember, I'll just give you this line, you guys can use it, and it's a very wonderful essay topic as well. It is quoted: culture is the slave of climate. Okay, what is culture? It's nothing, simply the slave of climate. Okay, how can we call it? What is culture, slave of climate? How can we say that? We can. Let's say, for example, ancient civilizations. Yes, it's obviously. It's not just about ancient civilization. It's civilization that flourished through multiple facets of human life. Okay, so general human behavior that is correlated, directly proportional to the geographical and natural things available to me. Let's say, for example, if I'm a resident of West Bengal, Odisha, Assam, or Tripura, okay, right? So I am directly having this correlation with the river Brahmaputra and its tributaries. And what is my favorite food here? Machi chawal. Okay, what is my favorite food here? Machi chawal is my favorite food. Okay, I'm directly, having fishing, the most rich fishing ground with myself. So my dietary habit is fish and rice. Rice, my area, let's say this region, okay, drained with river Brahmaputra and its tributaries. It is fit, geography, the climate, the weather conditions, it is fit for me, okay, to produce rice. So it's present in abundance, right? If I'm a resident of Kashmir, I'm eating Kashmiri wazma. If I'm the resident of Tamil Nadu, my favorite food is coconut. Okay, why? Abundance, availability is in abundant quantity as well as quality. So culture is always directly proportional to climate. Okay, culture is always what? Directly proportional, okay, to climate. Always, right? So this happens, and that is why river. See, river Narmada is having its own importance. River Ganga is having its own cultural importance. River Yamuna is having its own cultural importance. Okay, river Brahmaputra is having its own cultural importance. Right? So obviously we have to understand that geography also creates, or the natural sources and resources, they do also create some wonderful level of cultural aesthetics, or the cultural means are also created through geography and environment and ecology, right? Simply, for example, silk. We had a session, I guess 2 months back probably, where we were discussing about the eri silk. If you remember, if you just go through the video section of the very same channel, okay, we discussed about this eri silk, right? Eri silk, also known as ahimsa silk, where the silkworm is not killed to carve out the silk, right? So the silk concept, or we have got this muga. This silk concept is more prevalent where? In Northeast. Why? Because of the sericulture being followed there a lot. And why being sericulture being followed there a lot? Because of the availability of the natural resources, right? So in that very same way, my apparels, my dietary habits, my education, my occupation, my livelihood, all that's part of my culture is directly proportional to the climatic conditions and the natural resources available to me, right? Okay, so this is it. So always remember, someone crafted this very wonderfully. I don't know who, I just read it somewhere and I just loved this line, and I do often share it with all my students, okay, that culture is simply the slave of climate, okay, right? So that is where here we have mentioned what? Culture, okay. So now broad classification, what we have got? Himalayan rivers as well as the peninsular rivers. Okay, so the Himalayan rivers, including the Ganga, Yamuna and Brahmaputra, are snow-fed and flow throughout the year, often causing seasonal floods. Okay, and then we have got in contrast the peninsular rivers like Godavari, Krishna, Narmada, primary rain-fed. Okay, that is no snow here and experience more seasonal flow. Okay, so these rivers not only provide water for agriculture and livelihoods, but also hold immense spiritual significance in our culture. Like for example, if you are a resident of eastern UP specifically, or Bihar, Jharkhand, so you do celebrate a very famous festival, that is one of the very major festivals as well, that is known as Chhat, the Chhat Puja. Like for example, if I am resident of Punjab, so my most prominent festival comes to be as Baisakhi or the Lodi, right? Or if I'm the resident of maybe Tamil Nadu or Karnataka or Kerala somewhere, so I'm celebrating more this festival known as Pongal, right? So in that very same way, we have got in the parts of eastern UP, Bihar, Jharkhand, a festival known as Chhat. So Chhat festival is surrounded by two rivers, Ganga and Yamuna. Okay, so what you might have seen the images as well. The people, those who are celebrating Chhat, those people celebrating Chhat and living in Delhi, they know that how polluted Yamuna river is. They are very clear that Yamuna is a very polluted river, but still they do go and take a dip. They call it as holy bath in the polluted or even one of the most polluted river, Yamuna, right? Okay, but this is the part of culture. Unfortunately, though, these things we should realize that something which is polluted, you can't call it as holy dip, but it is the sentiments of the people and you cannot question it. As a administrator, as a government, it is my responsibility to clean that holy river. Okay, this is my responsibility. And what government is doing right now as well, Delhi government has taken cognizant action, okay, and they are cleaning it as well, no doubt in that. But yes, ultimately what we have seen that for years and years, people have taken the holy dip during the Chhat festival in a polluted river that is, clearly seeing foaming. The foams they have been created, that much level of pollution is there inside the river, but still it is part of the cultural significance. Okay, it's part of the culture and it is having a very huge level of significance. So it's being done. A fulcrum of spiritual understanding has been created because of a river, right? So rivers in India, they are not just part of providing water for consumption and agriculture. They are also having spiritual importance. Okay, so whether it be the river Yamuna, Ganga, Brahmaputra, it is also river Narmada, it is also the Dal Lake, the Loktak Lake, the Dauki River in Meghalaya, or we call about the rivers like Kaveri, Godavari, Krishna. They are all part of the cultural significance. Historically, if we talk about historically, it was the third battle of Panipat. Just talking about rivers, nothing else. It was the third battle of Panipat about to happen between the Marathas and Ahmad Shah Abdali, right, 1761. So this third battle of Panipat, when it was about to happen, so when both the forces, they were thinking about their artilleries and the weapons they have. So one line was given by the then Maratha Peshwa that we don't have to worry about the horses. The Peshwa, he gave this line, our horses, they have consumed the water of Narmada and they are built very strong because of the water of Narmada. This is what the Maratha Peshwa has to quote, right? कि हमारे घोड़ों ने नर्मदा का पानी पिया है और वो automatically by default बहुत strong है. Our horses have consumed, have tasted the water of Narmada. So water being water, water is water, the same H2O level. Okay, somewhere it might be more salty, somewhere it might be less salty, but still a cultural, spiritual significance that water creates. And so in India, rivers are not just the sources of water and other livelihood, means of livelihood. They are also the source of spirituality as well as the culture, right? Okay. So here we go, talking about the Indian river system, the very next thing here, the Himalayan rivers of India. So the Ganga, the Indus, the Brahmaputra river systems are the main Himalayan river systems, and huge basins are created by these rivers. The Himalayas are traversed by several rivers, and during this, okay, during this time of the Himalayan uplift, the rivers down cutting created the deep valleys and sheer rock sites. Okay, so Himalayan river system, so Himalayan rivers of India. So as you can see, some things they have been mentioned here. Okay, that is bluffs, floodplains, oxbow lakes, leaves, rock, silt, sand and aluminium, sand and gravel. Okay, so what is this? First of all, we say this word leaves, L-E-V-E-E-S. Okay guys, anyone who can explain me with the word leaves? Yeah, I've got Lovepreet, Prithvi, Manjula, Satyam. Yeah, go on guys. How do you define this word leaves? Not L-E-A-V-E-S, L-E-V-E-E-S. Anyone who can answer leaves? No one? Okay. So a type of an embankment, what you can say, okay, maybe naturally made, maybe man-made, okay. So a type of an upliftment, okay, that has been created. In geography, we call it as levees or leaves, okay. No, not L-E-A-F, okay. No. It is not L-E-A. Well, nice way of thinking, Prithvi, but not that, okay. It's a type of a embankment or an encroachment, could be naturally occurring, could be man-made, okay. That is a type of a blockage, okay. So leaves are here, okay. We have got some oxbow lakes, okay. Those who have studied geography, they can correlate more, and those who haven't, don't worry, you will read it quite soon, okay. Then the flood plains are also created here, okay, in the Himalayan system only. As you can see, these plains, those who are flooded with water, so these are the flood plains, okay. So we have got the gravels here, we have got some bluffs here as well, okay. Now you might have understood bluff, it's not that bluff in general English what we call, okay. This is some another bluff. Yeah, anyone who has got the answer? What is the bluff word mentioned here means? Yep. No, that's not bluff of general English language. This is another bluff. A bluff simply a type of a small hill, okay, near the river, okay. A type of a very small type of a hill, okay, created near a river bank, okay, it is known as what? A bluff. Okay, so we have got in our Himalayan rivers, okay, we have got the floodplains, we have got the oxbow lakes, we have got the bluffs, we have got the levees or the leaves, rock is there, silt, sand, aluminium is also found, okay, sand and smaller parts of stones, that is gravels, are also found here. Okay, so remember, English, a very foolish language, one word, multiple meanings, right? Okay, so let's talk about the length of the rivers, which are technically the perennial rivers as well. Okay, so Ganga, 2525 here, Gangotri Glacier, Bhagirathi, Uttarakhand, we have already discussed, Bay of Bengal. Then we have got Yamuna. Yamuna originating from where? Yamunotri Glacier in Uttarakhand, and it merges with Ganga at Allahabad Triveni Sangam. It's not Allahabad, sorry government, it's Prayagraj. ऐसा इलाहाबाद नहीं बोलने का, इलाहाबाद नाम का कोई शहर नहीं है इंडिया में अब. कैसा इलाहाबाद, कहाँ का इलाहाबाद? कोई इलाहाबाद नहीं है, इट्स प्रयागराज. ओके, सो ऐसा इसको गायब कर देने का, नो इलाहाबाद. ठीक है, we got rid of Allahabad. So we have got Prayagraj. So merges with Ganga at Prayagraj, where at Triveni Sangam, and simply it's the Kumbh Mela or even the Maha Kumbh Mela spot, what we have witnessed as the largest human gathering on planet. Okay, though the government data says around 50 crores or 60 crores plus people visited, well, many critiques have been there as well. Those who have quoted know this data is not correct. Okay, if 60 crores is not correct, but at least, you know what we can quote, more than 30 crores people, they do, 20 crores at least, they do visit it, that's true. And this is where the Kumbh Mela or the Kumbh festival becomes the biggest human gathering on our planet, right? Okay. So next we have got Brahmaputra, okay, in just, as you can see, 1800 has been mentioned here. 1800 not throughout whole of the catchment area, but some parts, as in the areas of Arunachal Pradesh, okay, originating in the Himalayan glacier in Tibet, but enters India in Arunachal Pradesh only, where it is covering the most, and merges with Ganga and ends where? In Bay of Bengal. Right. Next, Chambal, tributary of Yamuna river, starting Madhya Pradesh, joins Ramana in UP. Okay. Then we have got the next river, Son. So I come from the soil of Son river. Okay. My hometown is situated in UP in Sonbhadra district. So the district's name is itself Sonbhadra. Okay, so Sonbhadra, and here the river Son. Okay, so a particular district that is drained by this river, that is Son. Okay, so tributary of Ganga, starting at Amarkantak in Madhya Pradesh, also joins Ganga near Patna. Okay, then we have got Gandak. ये कहीं से तो originate हो रही है इधर. Then Ganga's tributary at the border. Okay, meeting at the Triveni Sangam there. Okay, then we have got Kosi, starts from Bihar, okay, and joins Ganga near Katihar of Bihar, and here also the Gandak joins Patna. Okay. Okay, guys, this is a printing mistake. It's not Triveni Sangam. Okay, it's just some typing mistake. Okay, just please ignore this. So Gandak, tributary of Ganga, okay, at the border with a country, and it joins Ganga as well. Okay, here we go. Next, Betwa, tributary of Yamuna, rises at Vindhyan range in Madhya Pradesh, joins Yamuna at UP in Hariharpur. Okay. Hamirpur. Then we have got Gomti, tributary of Ganga starting at Gomat Tal in UP, joins Ganga in Varanasi. Okay. Next, Ghagra, Himalayan glacier in Tibet, tributary of Ganga and joins Ganga in Bihar. Then we have got Hooghly, tributary of Ganga near West Bengal, right? Then merges with Ganga at the Bay of Bengal. Ganga Sagar is also there, right? Then we have got Damodar, tributary of Hooghly near Chandwar, Jharkhand, merges with Hooghly in West Bengal. So these are the major Himalayan rivers. Okay, Himalayan, they all are. Now, just some river systems. So we have got the Indus River system. Okay, the Indus River system is one of the three major river basins that comprises the Himalayan drainage system. And the Indus River system and its numerous tributaries, they flow through the western part of the Indian subcontinent. Okay, so a total length of 3,000 kilometers. Indus is the longest river in उधर नाम है पाक हरकतें देख लो तो जाने दो, right? Okay, so what is this? The Indus River system, biggest river of नापाक country, नाम पाक है. Now origin. So the Indus River originates from a glacier near Bokhara Chu in Tibetan region. Okay, so simply speaking, so it is originating from a glacier. Okay, what is the name of the glacier? Bokhara or Bokhar Chu. Okay, in the Tibetan region, specifically the Kailash mountain range near the Mansarovar lake. Okay, so simply speaking, from the Mansarovar lake in the great Kailash Parvat, Kailash mountain range, we have got the river that is known as Indus originating. Okay, and then see the next thing. The river flows northwest and enters Ladakh, and this particular region is called as Demchok. Okay, now once in India, the Indus River flows between the Karakoram and the Ladakh ranges. In Tibet, it is known as Singhi Khamban or the lion's mouth, right? Singhi Khamban or the lion's mouth. Okay, in Tibet, this Indus River is also known as Singhi Khamban. In India, in Ladakh, it is entering through a place that is known as Demchok, okay, and flowing northwest, originating in Tibet, specifically the location's name Bokhar Chu, okay, through which lake in the Kailash Mansarovar, in the Kailash mountain, that is the Mansarovar lake. Okay, so these are just simply the facts to be remembered. Next, course of Indus River. I'm really getting, too much dizziness as the closed space here, the studio is closed, and unfortunately we don't have the air conditioner working today, so because of which we have got bit problems, so bit dizziness is being felt. Don't feel that now I am low with the energy. No, my energy level is not low, but yeah, this continuous flow of the sweat is making bit low. Okay, but yeah, well, you guys are good, right? अभी तुम लोग का तो ठीक है ना, अभी तुम लोग तो नहीं थके, आप लोग तो नहीं थके रहे होगे अभी तक. Yeah, you guys are not tired, right? Yeah, go on. I hope you guys aren't tired. Hopefully. ठीक है ना सब? चलो. So, course of the Indus River. So, the Indus River is joined by the Zaskar River at Leh and then by Shyok River. Okay, Zaskar and Shyok River. Just above the Mithankot, the Indus River receives the combined waters of the 5 eastern tributaries. Okay, that is the Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Byas and Satluj from the Panchnath. Okay. So this is where the course of Indus River is, and yes sir, no sir, okay. But इधर मेरी तो हालत खराब हो रखी है अभी. Okay. Let's see how long we can continue without troubling myself for the next class. Okay. We can complete at least this Indus. Okay, and then we can move. So in the Sindh province, the river gathers significant sediment forming the Indus River delta before draining into the Arabian Sea near Karachi. इसको भी लेना पड़ेगा इधर, ठीक है. या गुड इवनिंग ऋषि, सॉरी फॉर लेट. अरे बहुत लेट हो गए यार, तुम कुछ ज़्यादा ही लेट हो गए भाई. अभी तो सेशन एंड करने का टाइम आ रखा है. ओके, सो गाइज what I can quote here is, we have got multiple things to be covered, and really sorry, I'm feeling too dizzy now. Okay, because abhi the continuous sweating is irritating me a lot. So I think for today we have gained much information. Okay, and we shall be having the very same marathon continued. Okay, not today. Okay, we shall have this later on. Okay, but for today what you can just have, okay, whatever the topics we have discussed, please do write up good mind map. I request you guys to make a good flow chart over the topics whatever we have discussed, and what you can do is you can just share here with me. Okay, so this is my Instagram and this is my Telegram. So you can just share here with me all of your notes, all of your doubts as well. So just scan this QR code and just connect here with my channel. Okay, and in case you need to have any discussion, you cannot, many people they are not able to chat here, so you can text me on my Instagram, that is Praveen Mishra _2107. Okay, or simply on Telegram also you can search with this name PRV Live, and you will get the proper channel here as well. Okay, but before you leave, just please don't forget, you need to subscribe to the StudyIQ IAS English channel as well. Okay, so hit the subscribe button and never miss an update from the channel. I, Shubham sir, Alok Ojha sir, Ankit Singh sir, we are all here working day and night. Okay, restlessly, not being restless, that pareshan wala, restless. Okay, here we have got. So we are working for you. Just please hit the subscribe button, okay, and never miss an update from the channel. And if you have any doubt, anything to be discussed, any concern you have, okay, so you can ping anywhere on Instagram, on Telegram. Okay, it's totally up to you. Okay, but remember one thing, guys. Okay, what we have got for you is the resolution batch upcoming as well from 15th of July, and the very same Telegram channel, okay, is also the promo code that you need to use, that is PRV Live, before you are going to enroll yourself in any of the batches. Okay, so remember, if you are the aspirant of 2026, 27, 28, doesn't matter. Okay, just enroll yourself with the resolution batch. Okay, you might be in English medium, in Hindi medium, or in English medium. Okay, doesn't matter. We have got you covered in all the languages. Okay, so just quickly grab this opportunity, guys. Do not let it flow out from your hand. Okay, the resolution batch commencing from 15th of July. And yes, before you leave, do not forget to hit the subscribe button to the channel. Okay, see you soon, guys. And really sorry I have to leave early, as I thought to complete this whole river system today, but I don't think so. I'm in too much health now. Okay, so good day, guys. Actually, good night. See you all tomorrow. Bye bye. Take care. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.